Welcome back to the Crypto's Key conversation. Let's take a look at this, man. This is some huge news right here. It says, crypto firm Ripple gets in principal payments license in Singapore. So this is absolutely massive. But as you can see over here, let me see the XRP price. I mean, literally little to no movement at all, barely a budge, right? But we're in, a contract with Ripple, the company, right? As XRP investors. That's crazy, man. Brad Garlinghouse and DAI have a couple tweets here. It says, a major global financial center, Singapore led the way in taking a pragmatic, innovation-first approach to crypto. We are incredibly proud. Ripple is one of the handful of firms, less than 20 to receive in principle approval for an MAS MPI license for digital payment token services. This is crazy. And for the record says the news from Ripple is fairly significant. Less than 20 companies have received such a license in Singapore, and XRP will be utilized. Yet XRP doesn't move up even a little. If all XRP holders in the world are in a common enterprise with Ripple and relying on the successful efforts of Ripple, you would expect XRP to react. Yet it does. It does what it always does, follows Bitcoin in the macro environment. I mean, literally hits it on the head, man. Coming over here, I don't know why this is all taking forever to click over. Stuart Otterati is talking about it as well, has built a workable framework that truly unites consumer protection, market integrity, and innovation. They also outline a clear taxonomy to classify and regulate digital assets, making it possible for companies like Ripple to build and offer compliant products. See, this is what we need in the United States, man. We need to create a framework and set some solid foundation for this space to flourish. I mean, there's really good actors within the space that are trying to do the right thing and really innovate, our everyday lives. It's just tragic that, the U.S. and the SEC chairman and the corrupt incumbents and all the members that are a part of that are really trying to stifle and hinder this innovation, right? It's just tragic, man. Mr. Huber put up this little video clip, and I thought it was interesting. It says she literally says that if the SEC doesn't like the requests of her Republican colleagues in her oversight committee, the SEC should just ignore them. What the F? Let's take a quick listen into this.
And if you expect it to turn them around in a short period of time or to disregard your mandate and your responsibility, you have to resist that. And so on behalf of those on this side of the aisle who appreciate the enormity and the complications that you're dealing with, continue to do what you're doing. You're on the right track. Again, I can't say enough. You're our cop on the block. And what we need to do is make sure that you have more resources to work with. Members on the opposite side of the aisle have insisted on starving you to death and not giving you the resources that you're needed. You need more resources, you need more personnel, but you keep doing what you're doing. There's some of us who are very appreciative for your work, and we're gonna always support you in every way that we can.
We talk about being the adults in the room within the XRP community, and just for some reason, whenever I see this lady talking, then like the words she's saying, it literally reminds me of like those bad kids in the neighborhood that tell you to disregard what your parents say and just do what you want and just keep doing what you're doing, right? It's literally immature, and it's really not helping the people that they're supposed to be helping. They're supposed to be helping the American people and being just and fair and doing things by the law and rules. And it's like they're literally making up their own standards and running with it. This regulation by enforcement and all these backdoor deals and shady conflicts of interest is just tragic for the entire industry. We got some positive news, though, coming over here. Federal Reserve Jerome Powell said on Wednesday that the U.S. Central Bank should play a robust federal role in overseeing stablecoins, a sizable slice of the overall crypto market that legislators are trying to craft rules for. Powell also remarked that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have staying power. So we're going to take a quick listen into this right here. Caitlin Long had put it up.
Crypto and digital assets in the U.S. has got a market cap of around $1.1 trillion right now. It's been there for a bit. Do you acknowledge that this asset class has staying power in the U.S. economy?
It appears to have some staying power. Of course, that 2.1 trillion was, what was that a year ago? A lot higher.
Yeah, it's had some volatility in large measure.
It's kind of shameful that he kind of threw that out there. Yeah, that 2.1 trillion, it was higher a year ago. It's like, okay, well, look at all the other markets. I mean, look what's happened. So don't sit here and try to act as if like, oh, it was a lot higher, in the past. Like, okay, well, market volatility. Plus there's uncertainty, just like our congressman is going to say here.
Measure due to the lack of legal clarity. And so hopefully this committee will help that quite a lot here this summer with at least two bills, one on stable coins and one on market structure. And it'll be clear not just for Congress, but for regulators, including Chairman Gensler, and obviously market participants, whether they're forming the ideas or investing in the ideas or participating in the activity.
So, I mean, it seems like we really do have some good players on our side in regards of, the crypto market and doing things a fair and just way and trying to create a framework to allow this space to flourish. But, only time will tell as to, how things are playing. And, obviously politics play a big role in a lot of people's actions. So moving into the whole political season, you really don't know who to trust, but we'll see. We're still waiting for that new day, though. Will Clemente hits a lot of stuff on the head right here. He says, 2011, 2002, 2020, ignore Bitcoin. Don't take it seriously. 2020 to 2021, realize it is a legitimate asset class, but don't have exposure or infrastructure built out yet. 2021 to 2023, coordinate with regulators to cripple industry and halt growth. 2023 to 2025, pick up the pieces and profit. I mean, literally hits it on the head. He got a couple more here. It says, surely BlackRock, Fidelity, Citadel, Charles Schwab, etc. are all trying to get a piece of the Bitcoin crypto because, oh man, my back's itching. 1 second. Dang. Because they think that it's a Ponzi scheme that's worthless because it has no intrinsic value and is only used for money laundering, right? Crazy, man. And obviously we just heard Jerome Powell say what he said about the crypto space. BlackRock, Citadel, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, WisdomTree, Invesco, Deutsche Bank, and all entering the market within 2 weeks of both of downside decoupling from stocks, and Binance and Coinbase both get sued. I mean, literally, that's what they're doing. They're trying to, like he said, cripple the market. They're trying to control the narrative so they can get a bigger piece of the pie. And speaking of Binance, this is some good news from Meta Lawman right here. It says, in an aggressive move, Binance has gone on offense against SEC in the federal court case. Lawyers from Binance defendants have filed a motion accusing SEC of engaging in unethical conduct. This is a big deal. Let me explain. Binance has accused the SEC of violating court rules by making statements outside of the court that are 1, false, 2, designed to harm Binance U.S. customers, and 3, likely to taint the jury pool. Binance asked the court to order the SEC to comply with applicable court rules. Binance argues that after entry of an order agreed to by the parties, the SEC issued a misleading press release claiming 1, it had secured emergency relief, 2, CZ had commingled and diverted customer assets, and 3, the order was essential to protecting investor assets. Binance argues that when questioned by the judge repeatedly, the SEC attorneys were unable to point to any evidence that CZ from Binance had diverted or commingled customer assets. Binance argued that C had violated not only court rules, but also the SEC's own code of conduct. So just quickly touching on this, this is like their strategy. This is their MO, right? Obviously, it's regulation by enforcement, stall as much as they possibly can to prolong, to try to, bankrupt these companies because they can't afford to fight, against the SEC, who is built on taxpayer dollars, right? So they, in a sense, they have endless money. So these companies can't battle them. So they get bankrupt and they destroy these customers or these companies. And then you have them using certain verbiage, when it comes to PR, public relations, right? So the public's going to hear about, CZ's diverting, CZ and Binance are commingling and diverting customer assets, which only harms, the image of CZ and Binance US, so then in turn is going to hurt the customers. So that's all the SEC strategy, and it's tragic. Meta Lawman says, it's noteworthy that these allegations of misconduct are signed by Bill McLucas and George Canelos, both of whom served as heads of the SEC Division of Enforcement. Accusation of unethical conduct coming from the lawyers will definitely reverberate in the halls at the SEC. The SEC will come back swinging. They will argue their press release was fine because A, they did not concede what Binance says was conceded. B, they're allowed to repeat allegations from their own complaint. And C, Binance's own post-hearing statements were improper. Bottom line, this is just the beginning. Binance is clearly going on offense. The Binance lawyers are signaling to the SEC that they will be in for a real fight, just like the Ripple case. Boom. I mean, that's what we need in this space. We need people to fight the good fight. Speaking of the SEC and stuff, Tony Edwards hits it on the head here. This from Watcher Guru says, just an SEC finds JP Morgan after 47 million bank records were accidentally deleted. And then Tony says, but Gary Gensler, I thought the scammers and hucksters were in the crypto industry. I mean, John Dean and Charles Payne, when they were having their little interview, I forgot when it was some time back, they were talking, Charles was saying like, you know, everything that they've been doing, this isn't anything new. They've been doing this in other markets, and it's clear. This is an incumbent, one of the big players in the industry. You know, they get away with this, right? They get fined a certain amount of million, but they make billions in the meantime. It's crazy. It's like a repeating cycle. Mr. Huber put this up, just a little bit of comedy for these last two. It says, Judge Annalisa Torres, it says, I'm done writing my order. Finally, right? She's a little older here. And then they go, sorry, it will take a little longer after all. I mean, it's crazy. Who knows? Obviously, John Deaton says we're lucky to have the the judges presiding over the SEC versus Ripple case. So if he says that, you know, I'm going to follow that and take him at his word based on everything that we said. Hopefully, you know, the Judge Annalisa Torres behind the scenes when it comes to summary judgment, you know, things come in favor of Ripple and the XRP community when it comes to this litigation. Just going to be a win game. They saying it can take a matter of today, tomorrow, weeks, months. I mean, I guess the latest timeline was like September. So just a waiting game to kind of see what happens. And then XRP Crypto Wolf put this up. He goes, what's your price prediction for XRP once Ripple wins the SEC lawsuit? And a lot of people are saying $1.25, $5.89. There were some other tweets I was saying like -10. It says tree fitty, -10 there, $1.50. 47.5 cents, $1 to $2, $30 to $35. Just a lot of numbers, and I just think it's funny just kind of read through these threads, get a little comedy and humor as we wait to kind of see what the judge does. But that's what I have for you. Make sure you come to the Crypto is Key Conversation YouTube channel, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at CryptoIsKey1. I really appreciate your support out there, you guys. With all that being said, stay strong out there and be safe.